I think we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live with Celeste. Here we dive into the conversations that matter most: life, family, real estate, and investing. I'm your host, Celeste, and today we have a truly inspiring guests. So we have Art. Art is a dedicated nurse by profession who recently ventured into the world of real estate investing. Art's journey is fascinating because balancing career in healthcare and with his passion in real estate investing. So today he'll share with us his story, the challenges that he's faced, and the purpose behind the shift that he did. So, whether you're interested in the world of real estate or just curious about the life's twists and turns that can lead to new opportunities that you think you might not like, this episode is for you. So, let's dive in and welcome Art to the show. Hi, Art. Welcome. How are you?
Hey everybody, my name is Art again. So I'm a registered nurse by profession. So am still working in the healthcare industry in the acute setting in the Sacramento area, and I've been in this field for about 20 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, experienced a lot of burnout, like I guess most nurses, and I guess right now the acuity is getting higher. So it's really tough. So I'm glad I'm um, into real estate now to create passive income and hopefully replace my W two. So,
All right, perfect. So, are you working on anything exciting right now with regards to your real estate investing?
yeah, in a way, it's first of all, yeah, I'm looking for a co-living property that I could rent out to individuals with autism. So, we have like a lot of population in the spectrum right now needing housing. Our son has autism, so I go to meetings with all these parents who and I just learned that they need housing for their kids too when they want to be independent. And so I saw the need there, and so I figured I'd just provide the housing for them. So
That's interesting that you said that because so most of my family here in North America are in Canada, and in Canada they provide a lot of services for people in the spectrum. So my cousin, my nephew in particular, he is now, I don't know how old he is now. He is now in his 30s. He was able to buy his own condo. He was
hmm
able to. So he has a job, but
hmm
he's in the spectrum. He has autism.
hmm hmm
And so it's just inspiring to see people with that in that spectrum living the life that they wanted,
hmm
having
yeah.
their own house, paying their bills, and going to work.
hmm
So there's really, like, if we provide services, if we provide them the essentials, I think they're
hmm
going to thrive. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
great. That's a great thing that you're doing. I think it's really inspiring because not a lot of people knows that once you have that, that's it. They think, oh, I'm going to take care of you forever. But
hmm
if we give them the essentials that
hmm
they need, they can thrive. So
yeah.
that's, yeah, I'm
Yeah, and the
excited for
government
that.
also has a lot of support for them too, like financially too. Like they have like housing budget. They can
Mhm.
have like a personal assistant if they need that too as well, and
Yeah.
then a lot of behavioral services too that
Mhm.
can help them cope with the challenges that they face every day and being in that and then their condition. So
Mhm. That's great. So the facility or the housing that you are thinking of building would provide those services for them, that when they go in.
yeah, and that'll be integrated. Like some of them can't drive, so you can
Mhm.
provide like like a van to
Yeah.
like transport them. So that's another
Yeah.
avenue you can tap into later on. The services are from the government, so
Mhm.
you can like hire them. So it'll be easier now to get into them being in one place. So it's like
Yeah.
multifamily, or some are houses with kind of called co-living space that you're renting by room,
Yeah.
and you pair them up with other kids in that spectrum too as well.
That's great. So
Mhm.
guys, I'm doing what do you call that, transitional housing, and we're trying to build senior housing as well, and we provide those services as well. So Art is doing kind of the same thing, but
Mhm.
within the spectrum. So we provide services for all those. So we just want our um, the rest of the people that we rent out to, we call them our family members. um, like the conveniences of life, like the quality of life, moving out from their home, starting a new life in another home, but having the quality of life wherein a few services are provided for them just so they can have the conveniences. That's very exciting. It makes me excited to
Yeah.
learn all those stuff
Mhm.
that we just, people say, oh, we're investors, you just want, the cash flow and
Mhm.
everything, but there's really something behind it, which is,
Mhm.
really helping people. So being in this industry, so you are a gator. So to anyone who doesn't know what a gator is, what can you tell us about being a gator?
Gator is like a private money lender, so we provide funds to investors.
Mm-hmm.
We can be a private partner. We could do partnership like equity sharing as well. We can do transactional funding like EMDs, double closes, short-term lending, 6 months, 12 months. Um, so that's basically what a gator is
All right.
in the community. So
Okay, perfect.
we find deals to
Mhm.
investors and using creative ways. So different ways using your money, using banks' money, using other people's money,
Mhm.
using your HELOC, life insurance, and everything. So
So to all of you, so I know that that's a lot of words, but it's just basically using other facilities other than you can use your own money, but you can use
mm,
other people's money coming from either credit cards, bank accounts, or something like that, and then lending it. So and that's one thing that art does. And do you have so you we so I am a gator too, so we basically do the same thing. So we can fund fix and flips. If
mhm,
you're buying a house, you don't have enough funds for the down payment,
mhm,
and we provide it for you, obviously for a fee, but not that high fee.
yeah.
But because we just really want to help, people. So how many gator lending deals have you done so far since
So far,
starting?
just right now, I have one ongoing with a connector. So also on the side, you can also be a connector too as well.
Hmm.
Being
Yeah.
part of a gator, you're trained how to connect. So if you're not using your money, other gators' money, so you just kind
Hmm.
of find a deal,
Hmm.
find an investor, find the money, and then connect them, and then you get a fee for that. So that's part of the training that we do. So I found deal through a connector. Colin Yeep,
Yeah.
everybody knows about him in the community, sub two and Gator. So very met him through Squad Up Summit,
Mhm.
and that's when I've reached out to him before I joined Gator program, and I talked to him, and at that time I was in like skeptical, like, oh, to trust him. But then meeting him in person at the Squad Up Summit was helped me, like, okay, we'll go with the deal. So I used my HELOC to fund the deal. It's ongoing right now, so hopefully we get it back like next month or so.
Yeah. So Colin
Mhm.
is a local New Englander, very
Mhm.
proud to say, and he's a good friend. He's really
Mhm.
so the
Very
great
helpful.
thing about Colin is being a connector is he's very responsible.
Right,
Once
right.
you connected with him, he follows your deal all throughout until the end. Some
Yeah.
connectors, which is not really the so what he is doing is really the best way to be a connector. You have to follow
Mhm.
through where the money goes until the end, until everyone gets paid and stuff. Some connect. That's why you have to do your due diligence with meeting with a connector
Right,
because
right.
you want to have that integrity that they will follow you all throughout the deal and
Mhm.
not just connect you with someone and then that's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Colin does, and he updates us with everything. We have a group chat, so he updates us on the deal, and then
Mm.
even kind of like puts his own money just to save the deal. Also, so he does a lot. So he's a really great connector.
Yeah, he is a great connector. Him and Kyle Huber, I think that's his partner, is,
Hmm.
is, is great. If you want to connect with them, feel free
Hmm.
to reach out to any one of us. We'll definitely connect you with them.
Hmm.
So right now, what do you need most right now to scale your real estate business?
I guess I need right now. Um, need an integrator. I guess that's what I'm looking for because I'm more a visionary. So I have this, but I'm not like good with like building systems um, and processes. So I found a partner that is doing that with our. So I'm doing like the company that does HELOC, first lien HELOC. So we form a partnership JV. So we're providing funding or like creative ways to find funding within for the gators in our community. We're going to start in Sacramento and then hopefully branch out later on. And then using they combine like the velocity banking and infinite banking concept. So
Oh, that's great.
using that one, so I got my license for the life insurance, so to be part of that group, and then I partner with two people in that group as well as a JV, so we can um, kind of help each other out. So if I'm busy at work, so they can do the work. So this is about partnership. So a space, or I've been known that we can do it by ourselves individually, so we have to have a team. So
Mhm. That's great. That's great. So let me see. So you said you need an integrator, and right now, how do you manage your deals? You manage it on your
um,
phone or?
just myself, I just have a spreadsheet and then automate some stuff, and it's a lot. And good thing we had the buy back your time
Book
book that we got,
hotel,
and then so with the Zoom with Pace, how he broke down how to kind of like
put it in your
um,
calendar and
be
stuff.
able to manage our days and our schedules, not be overwhelming, and
Mhm,
like cut out activities that are not serving you
mhm.
anything. So
Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanna talk to you about is how do we manage our time, right?
mhm,
So you have a family, you have a job that requires a lot of your time, and then
mhm,
you're doing real estate, you're connecting, and then you have like a Facebook page you're managing and all that stuff. So time blocking,
time
and
blocking.
prioritizing really what's important in your daily
Mhm,
schedules and your non-negotiable is really
mhm,
important. People might think that, oh my gosh, you're multitasking and stuff, but for
mhm.
me, I think multitasking is not really, it's not efficient for me.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
Multitask, you can only put so much attention to one thing and then add another. It's
Right,
it's
right.
it's not. So really time blocking and prioritizing what really is
Mhm.
important to you either on that day, that month, or that week is essential. And with you with your busy schedule, it seems that you're managing it well even without like a staff right now because you are
It is still
only,
overwhelming.
yeah.
Overwhelming.
I yeah, but
But
I
as we
think
were taught, we have to just focus on like what we want or
mhm,
what our priorities, and then what is not a priority, you don't do all that stuff. So just do away with them. Like like you binge a lot of TVs before
mhm,
before I got into this community. I was just like on my days off, I have no plan. I just go whatever.
mhm,
So after learning all this with other people and growing the community, we now know that we have to plan our time, like schedule everything,
mhm,
plan your day, like okay, and then start do the important stuff first, like the jar. And if you have the parable, the jar with the
yeah,
marbles and the sand. So
yeah,
if you have a jar, and then same way, but if you put the sand first, which are the non-essential stuff in your life,
mhm,
then
yeah,
you won't fit all the big stones in there. If you put the big stones first, which is your in priorities, your
yeah,
goals, like,
non-negotiables, and yeah,
that would help you achieve your goals. Then the sand, when you put them, you can just like filter all. You can still do other stuff like
yeah,
watch
yeah,
TV or whatever,
exactly,
you know.
exactly.
But at least all the important stuff are done. So
Hmm. Yeah. So I think for me, I think if I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not doing enough. If I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
there's so much time in my hand. I was like, I'm
Hmm.
forgetting something. So to me, being overwhelmed, I welcome that
Hmm.
because it means I have something to look
Hmm.
forward to. I need to grow. I have
Hmm.
a problem to solve and stuff. So to me, that's something that doesn't put me off. What puts me off is like if I have so many time in my hands
It
and
is
I
a requirement, right? Right.
yeah, yeah, I think so.
It's a
Yeah,
requirement.
yeah.
Being
So
overwhelmed is a
yeah, yeah.
requirement.
So yeah. So before overwhelmed is like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. But now, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, meaning I'm doing the stuff that I needed to do, which is great. So it's kind of like mindset issues, right? So coming into this, doing the 9 to 5, which I did before, I'm just one of the blessed people, I think, on my end, because I was able to quit my W 2 years. This is going to be my second
Hmm.
year now, and it's been pivotal in my growth, pivotal in my time with my family,
Mhm.
which is very essential to me. That's my non-negotiable. If it's family time, it's like I couldn't. But yeah, so not a lot of people has that luxury, but
Mhm.
you are doing it because not a lot of people wanted to quit their W-2. It's like they want to work,
Mhm.
and it's doing a great thing for them
Mhm.
as well. So with regards to you, are you thinking of replacing your W-2?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
My plan is like in about 5 years or 4 years from now.
mhm.
I'm like there's a certain number they want to hit
Yeah,
before I
yeah,
do that. So like what I told new nurses who are just starting, just to start early. I didn't start early into entrepreneurship, so
yeah,
um, and also there's a lot of nurses who like their job, but then it is not sustainable in a way, especially with
mhm,
like video right now. So and I spoke with somebody, I just had a conversation with somebody who was like, oh, I don't want to quit my job because I like it. Like, yeah, but then, and I don't want to do this. I just want to, keep working like this. But like I told her, well, what about if you get fired or whatever? Then it's your future or your financial future is not like in your control.
mhm,
So having a side hustle that can, if whatever, you can do whatever. If you want to show up later or you want to quit tomorrow,
yeah,
or if you get injured, that you
yeah,
have a fallback right away. With if you have like a passive income,
exactly.
other sources of income other than nursing. And the thing is, with I think the most common limiting belief or like challenge to most nurses because they have a decent income, so you
Mhm,
get comfortable. And
mhm.
when you get comfortable, you get complacent,
That's true.
and so now you get stuck with it. And I don't want to do that. It's too much work.
Mhm, mhm.
And then when you ask most of the nurses, a lot of nurses, well, although now there's a lot of people investing, but there's majority still are stuck in like, I can't do that. I don't have time. I don't have the resources, or I don't know anything about that. It's too complicated.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just remind them, hey, when you went to nursing school, you went through like 4 years of training.
Mhm,
Now you're good at what you're doing as a nurse. But then if you go into like just learn just a new skill,
mhm,
you can just spend like an hour a day like
mhm.
watching or reading a book or joining a mentorship. You'll learn like entrepreneurship like pretty much in a year or so, and then also like when we're trained to like most people when they grow up like having parents with like I grew up with parents who are like medical professionals. My mom was a pharmacist. My dad was a doctor. Everybody's working. All my aunts were nurses and doctors. Everybody's working. So
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
mindset. So virtually, so we think that the only way to earn is to work.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
only way to earn income is work and work hard, finding couple jobs, and all your coworkers are working overtime or finding another job. And when you have parties, all you talk about is are like, hey, what's your other job, or how many overtime did you do? And that's the conversation around it.
Yeah.
And so shifting your mindset from that was kind of hard until you get into like a mentorship community, being around people, and it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting you said you when you want to be a nurse, you go to nursing school, right? So a lot of people think that when we want to do real estate, we just go in it like without going into any studying or anything. So
Mhm.
we do mentorships, we enroll, we enrich ourselves with education,
Mhm.
we pay money to learn these things, and
Mhm.
so that's one way of learning. It's just that we are not stuck into just having that 9 to 5, and
Mhm.
also we want to trade back our time
Mhm.
to instead of them paying our time, we're getting that time back. The 9 to 5 for me is really, for me, I mean, people have to break out of that, have to have that mindset, because
Mhm.
if you only get paid if you work,
Mhm.
if you get sick, you don't get paid, you don't have any money. But if you are investing, you buy a rental property, even if you don't go to work, even if you don't do anything to that house, you have a renter that pays essentially the mortgage and a
Mhm.
little bit more for your cash flow, and the bills are getting paid and everything, and that's with you not doing anything.
Mhm.
So when I explain that to people, they're like, huh, and if I get sick, if I'm a nurse, if I get sick and I don't go to work, that my PTO is gone because I didn't
Mhm.
go to work, and that's going to be my salary for that thing. And so it doesn't only apply to nurses and stuff, like
Hmm.
everyone that works for, for their time.
Hmm.
And it's just interesting to me that a lot of people don't think that way. They think I'm gonna, because health is not guaranteed.
Hmm.
I've met a lot of people that are very healthy, very, everything, does marathons and does everything, but then all of a sudden they get sick. They didn't even know what happened. And so if you can extend your time with your family and just enjoying the life that you wanted to
Hmm.
live, that's reason enough for me to pivot. But then
Right.
it is a mindset. A lot of us come from poverty. Like we came from poverty. I didn't even want to have credit before because I'm scared. I might
Hmm.
not be able to pay it. So it's like a total, mindset. Buying houses, I was like, we're gonna buy two, three, four houses. We can't even, how are we gonna pay for it? So until you get to the mindset we're in, this is how you do it, blah blah blah, and then you will be like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So, as you grow in this industry, what was the turning point that helped you want to scale your business?
Turning point was, I guess, because before, when I started, it was just me, and when I joined the mentorship, I was like, oh, we have to have a team and everything. So, and then knowing that there's just infinite number of hours in the day, and you can't, like, and to scale it, you have to clone yourself, like as we
Mm-hmm.
talked, like, uh, um, use social media to um, what do you call this? Have other people work for you in a way,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Craigslist, and also have other people help you with that. And then I want to scale it because I want to have to reverse engineer what your goal is. If if
Mm-hmm.
you want this amount or you want to be this, then you have to do this much, and then that's what, oh, you have to scale your, instead of just you doing all the job things
Mm-hmm.
repeatedly daily, and not moving forward. So.
Yeah, yeah. So, like delegating, making sure that you're doing the stuff that you're good at,
Mhm.
and the things that you're
Mhm.
not as good at, you
Mhm.
either find a partner who
Mhm.
partners with you that has a specialty, or like hiring someone
Correct.
that would do that for you. I
Mhm.
feel that I'm a visionary, you're a visionary. I don't want to deal with the minute things. I was like, if it doesn't interest me, I just want to give it out. So
Mhm.
it's really it's a good thing that you know what you are, so that you can get the help that you need
Mhm.
early on. That's really
Mhm.
interesting. So Art and I, for those who don't know, are a part of the Owners Club. It's a kind of like an upper tier from Sub
Like
to
a
and Gator.
mastermind,
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, masterminder or something. But we get extra training. So this is another kind of like another course that you have to go through. We're doing the masters. We just want to hone down
Mhm.
the business side of it. And Pace Morby, for any of you who doesn't know him, you have to know him. Follow him on YouTube. He is tremendous. He is a go-giver. He helps everyone and everybody in the community and even outside of the community, which is great. So he just shares all of the things that he learned on his, I don't know, 20, 30 years in the industry. He shares it to us. And so we don't have to go back to the beginning. We can just, copy what he did, which is great because it propels us towards our goal faster than he did. And he's very giving, and he is not, ano yung, what do you call that in Tagalog? Madamot. I don't know. Oh my gosh, it escapes me. So Art and I are from the Philippines originally, so we share the same native tongue. And there's a word in Tagalog that I just couldn't madamo. What is that? Oh my gosh, I can't.
Very,
Well, he loves sharing.
like a Scrooge kind of in a way, but in a different way. Because,
There's a word for it.
when you don't share your information, you're like,
Yeah, if you don't want to, yeah. So he shares all the information that he knows without even asking for anything in return, which is great. So Art and I has gained a lot of knowledge, have connected with a lot of people, joining the Sub to Gator community, but joining the Owners Club because it's more, what do you call that? Specialized or more.
I think of it as like a being a business owner. That's why it's called Owners Club. Because when you're in the Gator, substitute your or whatever business you're in. You're just trained to be operating. Later on, you'll be caught up in doing the business and
Mhm.
be an operator, not
Yeah.
an owner.
Yeah.
And so you focus on, like, finding the deals, getting the money, wholesaling, whatever. But then you're not doing it effectively enough. That, like the plant guy that was mentioned, that was like, you make this much, but then you're also over exhausting yourself because you're not delegating, you're not having experts on that field that you're not good at. And
Mhm.
so the Owners Club is training us to how to scale the business and be an owner and not an operator.
Exactly, exactly. And if you really want to scale your business, being in the owners club really is a good community for you to belong in. With that, connecting people, scaling your business, I know you have created a Facebook group named Scrubs to Success. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh yeah, it's basically a community of healthcare professionals, mostly nurses, because that's where I'm from. But we're inviting everybody in the healthcare industry, whether they're medical tech or PA, physician assistant, or doctor, or physical therapist, anybody in the healthcare industry, pharmacists, CNAs, and everybody who are on the fence or thinking about investing or don't know how to start or where to go and find mentors. This is a space for you. And then we have um, nurses here, or investors, or medical professionals or investors already you can connect with and finding a mentor. So I started this community because my journey was kind of long. I came, like I said earlier, I came from a family with the W2 mindset, so I'm caught up in that culture scape that only work hard for your money.
Mhm.
And um, read a book by Kiyosaki. That was my the book that I really changed my trajectory, because knowing that the quadrant, invest self-employed, business owner,
Mhm.
and employee quadrant. So where you are and then how you transition. But it was still hard when I first read the book. I was still in the Philippines, so it was
Mhm.
hard to kind of what do you call that, implement or
Mhm.
wrap my head around it. And so, but it was good. It was learning, and so I opened my eyes in a way. So when I got here, um, I was thinking about stuff. It was so hard because you go back to your default, where you're used to your habit. That's why it's important to get your habits dialed in, because then you go back to your old ways. You learn this and you go back to it, and then it's like the comfort. Like, you don't want to be out of your comfort zone again, and then you revert to being the easy path. And then so, but then with the mindset change, I joined. I think during the pandemic, I joined Tony Robbins' um, course. So I taught us how to, like, shift the mindset. And then I read a book by Vishen Lakandani, which is the Code of the Extraordinary Mind, which um, talks about the culture scape and how to, how people are, like, in this era, it's about professionalism, professionals like doctors, engineers, and then you have to adapt. Like right now, it's about IT and everything,
Yeah.
tech
Yeah.
and stuff. So, but then our parents, as with their good intentions of, like, but then they impose on their children what kind
Mhm.
of job that they have to, because
Yeah.
that's what they learn, and then they're just learning from their parents. But it's
Mhm.
not really necessarily bad, but it's just
Mhm.
not the right
Yeah.
approach at that time. So so with that, it was hard for me to get into, like, investing. So it was a very challenging journey. So, and then at
Yes.
that time there was no social media like now. And then during COVID, only during the pandemic, we had a lot of mentorships that
Mhm.
came up, and then the YouTube, everything. So now it's easy to find, if you're just
Starting.
inclined enough to, improve yourself or be better every day. So so with that, like, okay, I want to share my journey on how, to do it faster, like how basically, teaching us how to um, um, his what he did, and how he how he arrived at, at this level.
Mhm.
oh, you join this mentorship and share with us. And so I'm sharing that to the community as well. Like, okay, you can find mentors, you can connect. Like we have like you can connect to you if they want to invest in like
Mhm.
senior living, be a landlord only, not being operator in like
Mhm.
senior facilities, or you have people here who are investing or gators. They you just if you just want to fund deals, you can just connect with anybody in the community who are doing that. So it's basically a platform where you can just collaborate and connect and find mentors in the space. So
So that's great. That's because having that Facebook group with all of the nurses, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of so me. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you wanna, because I was gonna be a nurse before.
mhm,
The hospital that I worked at would pay for my school and everything. So I got accepted. I did all the minors and I got accepted. The only thing that stopped me from fully enrolling is when I shadowed my friend in the ICU.
mhm,
I got so attached with the patients. I was like, I'm gonna be a wreck if I'm a nurse because I cannot separate myself to that. So I went still in the healthcare field, but more on the admin side. So I think if you are a nurse, you really care about people, you really want to provide service and stuff. And obviously, if you're Filipino and you're in the healthcare field, it's what we know. It's what we know. You have to be a nurse, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer and stuff. So that's really like a mindset, like what you said. Your family, especially you have a
mhm,
pharmacist for a mom and a doctor for a dad, and obviously they would put you towards to being in the
mhm,
healthcare field as well. And that's really a tough journey for someone to go into if you want to switch because
mhm,
that's what your parents knew, and it's like a trusted path already that you're
mhm,
going to be successful when you do this. And pivoting from that and knowing nothing going to it, it's like a lot of self-doubt, a lot of like mindset issues. And it's nice that you are building this Facebook page for all those healthcare professionals, wherein they can go and ask you or
mhm,
whoever you're referring to if they have if they are encountering some issues, if they have
mhm.
questions and stuff. And in a way, you're giving them like a free service
Right,
where
right,
we had to pay for those services. They
right.
don't have to because
Mhm,
you're providing it to them. So it's kind of like you paying it forward.
mhm,
Because we've gotten a lot of help from the community,
mhm,
from Pace, from Jamel, from Jerry Norton, being in that space, and then you're providing them. So that's really admirable, and I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And I just encourage all of the people, you don't have to retire, you don't have to quit your job as a nurse, you can still
mhm,
do it, but then do more with your money so that you can have either early retirement or just live the life that you wanted without being
mhm.
being stuck in the 9 to 5, or with regards to nurses, like the 12 or 10 hour jobs that you do per day, right? So yeah, it's something that, yeah, I think everyone should look into.
Yeah. So we'll be interviewing a lot of other healthcare professionals who are already investing, so that can shed light also on their journey, share their journey in our page. So they will like inspire other nurses who are just thinking about it or don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So we'll get everybody there, and so that's providing value in different fields, so they can relate whatever they want to do. There'll be different paths for them. So we have different leaders in the community, in the Gator sub two, or in the um, and also from other mentorships that are doing a lot of investing. So that can be like their mentors if they want to connect with them too. So
Oh, that's great. So, to any one of you who wants to be healthcare professionals, wants to be in Art's Facebook group, Facebook page, um,
I need to share my link.
yeah, we're
Let me
gonna we're gonna
link.
we're going to share all of our social handles on the video description. So make sure you check that out so you can follow Art, his Facebook group, or just connect with him. We'll have that at the description of this video once we upload it. So so y- that's kind of like your advice to someone. So a
Mhm.
quick advice to someone. Let's say you met me and I'm a nurse and I'm thinking of growing my money. What advice would you give for me, to me, with
What is
regards?
it again? Sorry.
So if you just met me and I
Mhm.
say, "Oh, I'm interested in what you do," what advice are you going to give me? Like,
Um, I would say, well, to invest in yourself first, also, like, and also find your passion and what you really want to do. Because I don't want to just be copy what I'm doing, and if
mm,
it's not what your personality is, and like finding your avatar, like, and it's
mhm,
a good way to start, like finding your niche and what your passion is about, and find your why.
mhm,
Because my why may be different from yours, so you just copy my um, what do you call this? My strategies, it may not work for you in a way, and you might be different from what your goals are also. So start with yourself, I guess. Is that why where you really want to dig deep into, like, uh, your reason why then, like I said, start with your why. So find your why, basically. So there's a book by Simon Sinek, Find Your Why. So that's a good one to start with. um,
yes,
and like invest in yourself too, like investing in the mindset and everything. So that's how they start, and we provide that too in our page. So like providing value, like how, what kind of, like, book that you would recommend, or are going to be helping you in your journey as well, and then also finding people who are in the path as well. So
yeah, yeah. So I like that. Invest in yourself. Know your whys. Like, why are you doing the things that you're doing, and what's your goal? What's the benefit from your pivot, right? So that's very interesting. And self knowledge, educating yourself, reading books, watching YouTubes, and obviously being objective on everything would be
mhm.
amazing. So aside from the social handles and stuff like that, I want to ask you what book, movie, or TV character is most like you and why?
I would say like Indiana Jones, I guess,
Yeah,
because I like adventure. So
that's nice. Uh-huh.
um, I like to, I don't know, just me. I like to travel, explore, and so I like to travel different places, experience different cultures, know different people, know their, the culture.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
also doing like fun stuff, like paddleboarding, mountain biking, and ATVing or horseback riding, anything like fun, like adrenaline
junkie.
pumping
Yeah.
adventure stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, to any one of you who doesn't know, Art takes amazing pictures. I've stolen a few of his pictures from the community camp. I think I texted you. I was like, I'm
Mhm.
stealing this photo. But yeah, he does a lot of. You're not a professional photographer, but you take
Hobby,
amazing
want it to be a
pictures.
hobby, yeah. Mhm.
That's one of your hobbies, which it's amazing. If you go to his Facebook profile, you'll see all of the amazing photos that he took, which is great. Well, um, any last words from our viewers? I know we didn't really break down any deals right now, but I just want
Mhm.
them to see how pivoting from a very from the healthcare field and pivoting to real estate is could be a challenge if you're not ready in your heart and in your mind. So um, I would love to have you as a guest again so we can break those deals and
Mhm.
those upcoming deals that you have, and if you have touched base on that housing facility that you have for
Yeah.
special needs, and
Mhm.
as well as mine, because that's like a yeah, make ourselves both accountable to our goals and stuff. That would be amazing. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. I know we talked longer than we were supposed to, but it was really exciting. I learned a lot from you, coming from the things that you learned, you encountered, and where you're going to your goals. It's really amazing. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you also for having me and for being in this platform. My first kind of long interview in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll be doing this a lot too with for the community. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
thank you.
Feel free to share. Yeah, feel free to share this. I can give you the link to share it. And yeah, if any one of you who wants to connect with Art, know more about what he's doing, and interested in just joining his community for healthcare professionals, we'll put the all the socials on the description on this one. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and join us for the next time. Okay, have a
All
good
right,
one.
thank
Thank you, Art.
you.
Bye bye.